escaping to safety after weeks under heavy shelling. Many of these people had been sheltering in basements as fierce fighting raged around them. For the first time, Ukrainian troops and pro-Russian rebels agreed a ceasefire today, a corridor out for civilians from a town under siege. The leaders of France and Germany want to make that ceasefire permanent. They've dashed to Moscow after long talks in Kiev, trying to mediate, seeking compromise. Ahead of talks here, though, they were cautious about their chances. President Putin still denies evidence that Russia's arming the separatist rebels or sending troops to support them. Pro-Russian rebels have controlled parts of eastern Ukraine for months. Many say they want independence from Kiev. But Ukraine's government refuses to give up sovereignty. It worries the rebels will push for more land. Fixing a ceasefire line is key to any peace deal. Here in Moscow today, volunteers were collecting aid for eastern Ukraine, for fighters and for civilians. Everything from food and toys to military uniforms, all of it donated. In the West, this war is seen clearly as Russian aggression, but Gleb portrays it as quite the opposite.
Eastern Ukraine is not another planet. People there speak Russian, they are Russian, and the war has been declared against them. People are dying there every day, and we have to help them.
So Gleb and his friends drive this aid into rebel territory themselves.
All of this shows just how much support there is here in Russia for Russian speakers in eastern Ukraine and the rebel fighters who are seen as protecting them. That's how the conflict in Ukraine has always been portrayed here in Russia, and it's why negotiations to end it now are going to be so very difficult.
Russia's support for the separatists has brought economic sanctions by the West and driven relations to their worst since the Cold War. If Europe's push for peace doesn't work, there's talk of the US sending arms to Ukraine. Russia's already warned of catastrophic consequences.
I think there's a group of advisors here which is quite influential that would advocate escalating in that particular case, that would advocate matching the escalatory move by the United States should the US decide to provide those arms. That is a possibility.
More than 5,000 people have been killed in eastern Ukraine. The violence is widespread, the damage indiscriminate. On the ground, there's pessimism about any peace deal, but the stakes for everyone are rising. Sarah Rainsford, BBC News, Moscow.